We're on the YouTube, and here's what is going on. Let me just show you something amazing. I'm going to show you this amazing chart on Rivn. All right, Rivn. Anybody here driving a Rivn? Oh, speaking of Rivn, WorkSport is actually very tied in with Rivn in terms of, I believe that WorkSport is a great way to play that. Okay, so we're looking at Rivn. Stock we've been talking about the last couple of days. It was, I think, 18 and change. And here's what's very important. We got a breakout. You know, we talk about the breakouts. Well, yeah. Now you got a breakout on the weekly chart. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. By the way, yeah, I don't really care what you do with the stock. You know, not a client of mine. I mean, I own some, but, you know. Anyway, Rivn. My target on Rivn, I think this could be $100+ stock. So it's not maybe not a 10 bagger, but, you know, easily $100. Oh, we got Folio Beams. That's right. Folio Beams. We're talking Rklb. Rklb. That's right. Rklb is ready to go to the moon, literally. So this is your weekly chart. It's a big deal. You got to breakout. This is, by the way, this is exactly the type of thing I love. I love these wide bases and breakouts that are coming out of the moving average. So this thing could go to where? Again, my target on it is 100+. You know, $150, $125, whatever. So 125 on the Rivn is the target. And I use that same exact methodology with all our penny stocks. And yeah, by the way, people say, oh, how come not all your stocks become 10 baggers? Well, some of them only double or triple. And these things are very volatile. And if you want to know how these things work, you got to get the book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. Link above to get this on Amazon. 10 Bagger Blueprint. All the links are above. Get my free newsletter. Links above. So anyway, Rivn is looking amazing. They got the R2 coming out this year. Excuse me, well, 26, yeah. And guess what? That's very bullish for one of our stocks called WorkSport. That's right, WorkSport. WKSP. What? Here we go. WorkSport. Why? Because well, WorkSport is also making the truck covers for Rivn aftermarket. I mean, they're not tied in with Rivn, but they're making them for the aftermarket. What is going on with the Rivn chart? The Rivn chart looks like shit, to be honest with you, right now. It doesn't look that good. It's kind of been drifting. It's drifting. The Rivn chart, I don't even want to bother bringing it up because it's not that exciting. We're waiting for some sort of catalyst on Rivn right now. Excuse me, on WorkSport right now. Is this a pre-recorder? No, it's live, man. Come on. Yeah, click the hearts upvote button if you're watching. Please click the hearts and upvote button so we get more eyeballs on these. Okay, let's take a look at what else? So WorkSport. Okay, how about Rklb? Folio Beams is asking about Rklb. Rklb also wants to go to the moon. I want to show you something crazy. I want to show you something absolutely crazy. I'm going to show you the Rklb chart because, again, everything, I'm purely a charts guy. Here's what's very interesting. You know, we talk about the golden cross, the moving averages, the breakouts, and some people take it seriously. Some people, it's every. No, let me show you how it really works. Here we go. Okay, here is Rklb. This is the Rklb, RKLB, Rklb up bigly. Okay, now look, Rklb had this is the 15-minute chart, by the way. Same exact thing we do with our penny stocks. We had a breakout above 50 to 200 moving averages. We had a golden cross, your golden cross, and that was right at 40. Let's just say $42. And then it rocketed. We went straight up, all the way up to almost $70, $65. So $23, right? And now we have a golden cross happening again. Okay, the golden cross just happened. It was actually early this morning. It happened, and look what happened. We started to move. Now the stock is probably going to pull back a little bit. You know, these things, you know, may have gotten a little bit ahead of itself. One, we're talking about Rklb, RKLB. So you got another golden cross. I'm expecting. What am I expecting? I'm expecting at least $25. I'm expecting, you know, same type of proportional move. Okay, So when I tell you about our penny stocks that have the golden cross and when we give you price targets, it's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. So my target on Rklb is, I'll tell you what, Folio Beams are in the audience. Folio Beams, what's your target on Rklb? By the way, these big companies, Rklb, Rivn, I own these stocks. I'm a long-term investor in these, like, meaning I'm in it for like a year plus. I'm in it for like a year plus. Folio Beams is a $100 target. You know what my target on Rklb is? My target on Rklb is, I think this thing could go to 250 or more, much more. You got SpaceX going public. SpaceX is going public this year, 26. SpaceX is going public, and what that is going to do is it's going to bring a lot of attention. There you go, Johnny B. You're welcome. I'm just doing my job, man. Or I don't know if it's a woman or male. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, the SpaceX. My target on SpaceX. Excuse me. SpaceX is going to come out with $1 trillion market cap. By the way, I'm not. This is not a buy-sell recommendation. Nothing here is a buy-sell recommendation. I don't care what you do. They're not paying me. I don't care. I don't care what you guys do. You short. I really don't care. Here's what I'm thinking, right? SpaceX is going public. This is my thesis. SpaceX is going public. It's going to be the hottest stock of 26. It's going to be the hottest stock of 2026. And people are going to be looking for cheaper versions, right? So you got a couple things that are rocketing right now. And Rklb, by the way, they got real numbers. If you look at their revenues, their revenues are literally exploding. The valuation is not cheap. It's an expensive company. But, the numbers don't lie. Their revenues are growing, and, but I think they could have a real blowout with SpaceX. Now, I think, again, 2026, I think is going to be a very, very positive year for AI, for all the stocks. We did a video before. We're saying, hey, when do you think SpaceX will go public? I don't know. They're saying it's going to go this year. I think they put out a memo. The CEO put out a memo. Sometime in 26. It could be maybe within the next 6 months. I'm thinking next 6 months. But as soon as they file, as soon as they do the S1 or whatever, people are gonna go nuts. Yeah, the Rklb. Okay, so I showed you the 15-minute chart. Now let me show you the daily chart. And guess what? We have a cup and handle formation happening on the daily charts, and we have a breakout above the moving average. Guys, this is all the stuff I'm telling you about, all the chart stuff. If you want to know how to read these charts, 10-bagger blueprint, link above in the bio. It's the same stuff, same exact stuff I apply to all our penny stocks, okay? Just because these penny stock companies are clients, they're paying us, we apply the same methodology. It's the charts. If something doesn't have a good chart, I'll tell you. Work Sport chart is shit right now. I'm telling you the truth. It's shit. Okay, too many men on the ice. What is it? It's the Canadian penny stock hunter. Canadian penny stock hunter. I don't know, some hockey reference. Okay, we got a cup and handle formation, guys. So Rklb, I believe Rklb, when it breaks out, is going to go. I think we have an easy shot at $200. Again, not advice. Please, frankly, I really hope you don't buy the stock. Because I'd rather you buy our penny stocks. That way, there's more money going to the penny stocks that we have. It doesn't help me if you buy Rklb. To be honest, the only reason I'm talking about Rklb is because it's educational. It's the chart stuff. And also, maybe it's a bigger company, so we get more eyeballs on the streams. And that way we could pump, the stocks that we're getting paid for, right? I'm just being transparent. The Canadian penny stock hunter knows what I'm talking about. Okay, now let's pay the bills. It's time to pay the bills. Cxai. Okay, what is going on with Cxai? Cxai chart. We're building a base. I showed you those breakout charts. Well, guess what? This is the next stock that's ready to break out. When is it going to break out? Literally in a minute. It was happening this morning. It was ready to go. We were ready to go, ready to pop, and then it pulled back on the support line. but we got a nice base. And once we break out of these levels, once we break, now look, the bar has been lowered. So the breakout number now is 41 cents. We break above 41 cents, this thing is ready to double. All right, this thing is ready to go to the moon. We're talking about Cxai, 15-minute charts. Let's go to the 5-minute charts. Let's see if things are looking better. Yeah, this morning, Cxai looked absolutely amazing, and then it kind of lost some momentum. But we got a golden cross coming up on the 5-minute charts. We got a golden cross on the 5-minute charts. And when it goes off, we could have a pop. If it goes through 42 cents, this thing can double. Again, Cxai, guys, put the stock on your watch list. What you have with Cxai, frankly, it's a much better fundamental story from an accounting perspective, actually, than Rklb or Rivn. Why am I saying that? Because you're buying Cxai basically at liquidation value. The company's trading at a $12 million market cap. They have $10 million in cash. And they have a business that's doing $5 million in revenues, and it's growing. It's an early stage company, so they can get to $100 million. You want to look? I wish I would have bought Rivn at I think it was $5 earlier this year, or whatever it was, or whatever. No, I didn't. I paid 4 times as much. Rklb, I should have bought Rklb a year ago. No, I paid 8 times as much. Whatever. I'm buying the momentum. And I'm taking much more risk. You want to get into these things at the ground floor. You have a much different risk profile. It's hard when you get up high, right? So Cxai, you're getting it at the ground floor. You're getting this thing for free. You're getting this thing for free. 5 million revenues, and it's exploding, right? So 5 million, it should be worth 50 million as a public company, or even as a private company. 10x revenues. It's a SaaS company. They came out with news yesterday. What was the news with Cxai? Just look at the news. They got the news flow. Stream is coming in real choppy. Rob Massive, Joni B. Bit more dip today. The dip. What's the dip? Are you talking about Cxai? Okay. So Cxai, why you're speaking of other companies other than your own? What are you talking about? Other your own? I don't know what this guy is. We had a whole discussion. You should have joined the live stream earlier. I told you exactly the reason. So what is going on with Cxai? Cxai is in what I call the 10-bagger window. What is the 10-bagger window? Okay, the 10-bagger window. It's a concept I came up with. I explained it in the book, 10-bagger blueprint. Okay. Every company, or you look at any chart, when a stock has a massive move, the big money is made usually in a period of about 6 to 12 months. Sometimes it's 18 months, but that's where a stock can literally go up 10x. Okay, it can go up literally 1,000%, and that's when all the stars align. All like the sales explode. They got momentum. They got different things happening. The charts are starting to go up. By the way, I actually believe. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a very nice comment. I actually believe Rivn is in that 10-bagger window. Rivn is in the 10-bagger window. Why? You're getting it at the ground floor. Rivn is still at the ground floor. Again, they're not a client. I don't care what you do. Cxai is at the ground floor. Now, same thing, except with Cxai, you're getting this thing for basically free. Why? Why are you getting it for free? Because they got 10 million in cash. The market cap is 12 million. You're paying $2 million for the whole thing. The business is $5 million. It should be worth 10x, so 50 million. So you're basically getting a $50 million business for $3 million net. That's my thing. So somebody's saying, what about the risk of a reverse split? There's always a risk. Look, my take on it, look, the reason why the company hired us is to get more eyeballs on the stock because it's deeply undervalued to get it, and that would get it to above $1. I think Cxai should be going above $1. So I don't believe there's going to be a reverse split. Look, if the company wanted to do a reverse split, they would have already done it. So they haven't done it. Hopefully we can get it, to $2 or more in the next, few months. But yeah, there's always a risk. There's always a risk with a reverse split. I'm not a fan of reverse splits. I've said it before. Exactly. It's called a stock market. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is a scam, and this is a scam, pump and dump, blah blah blah." And yeah, look, this guy here, which formerly known as Canadian penny stock hunter, now called Too Many Men on the Ice, is now basically saying it's called the stock market. It's the yeah. So why did Cxai drop last week? Well, because AI stocks got hit. AI stocks came back. Cxai is coming back a little bit. It should be coming back stronger. I'm not thrilled that we're not 40 cents. It should be stronger, but you know, I think there's been a lot of shorts. It's been under a lot of pressure. It's been under a lot of pressure. But here's what I think is going to happen. Look, the company's delivering the news flow. The news flow is coming out. They got real stuff happening. And the news flow is the pulse of the business. It tells you the health of the company. Ciao Carmelo, come stai? Tutto a posto? Yeah, so what is going on? Carmelo, we're talking about the stocks going to Luna, Rklb, Rivn, Cxai. Hopefully, once it breaks above 41 cents, it's got to break above 41 cents. And that's what needs to happen here. That is what needs to happen. Sì, bene, grazie. Fantastic. I want to wish you a buon weekend. What to watch is saying, I love this guy saying, says his 10 baggers take 6 to 9 months. Not one 10 bagger this year. Not one. This guy's, I love this guy. You know, we had, okay, I'm sorry. Our biggest winner so far this year has been 700%. I'm sorry. Mi dispiace what to watch. This guy is a real bukyak. You know what a bukyak is? This guy is a real gabon. Even Carmelo will tell you that this guy, what to watch, is a real stunad, a real bukyak. What to watch? If you read my book, thank you for giving me a plug. 10 Bagger Blueprint, link in the bio. You know, our goal is to bring you stocks to become 10 baggers. By the way, I want to thank you for bringing this up. Our goal is to bring you stocks which become 10 baggers. You know, you got to think big. And if you don't think big, you're not going to get anywhere in life, okay? And the reality of this is this. I say this all the time. My goal is I only take on companies which I believe could be a 10x. How many of our stocks become a 10 bagger? About somewhere around 15 to 20%. So 1 out of 5, 1 out of 7, roughly, approximately. Sometimes they happen back to back to back. In other words, sometimes we have one after the other. We've had 3 10 baggers in a row sometimes, right? And sometimes we have 3 dogs in a row. But, you know, it works out, right? That's the way it works. This guy comes up with so many excuses. This guy, I mean, what to watch? Your wife's boyfriend made 700%. Okay, your wife's boyfriend got rich with the stock. He's going to be buying you a PlayStation so you can sit in the basement while your wife and her boyfriend are upstairs. All right, you're going to be sitting in the basement playing on the PlayStation. Or is that, do they have joysticks? I don't know. I'm thinking of Atari. I grew up with Atari. All right, so about 1 in 5, 1 in 7 of our stocks become 10 baggers. But guess what? Even the haters, all our haters know, all our stocks explode on day one. They usually go up, they usually double or triple or more. And some of them go up 500%. Every one of our stocks is a winner. We've had almost no losers, meaning a stock that just drops after we launch. There's always a run. Cxai only had a small run. It only went up like, 20%, 25%. Not a big move on first day. But guess what? We got another banger coming out in January. That's right, guys. Get ready. January, we have another banger coming out. It's under $1. Stock trading at deep value. And, you know, I think the reason why Cxai didn't run on the first day, it didn't double, was because they had a convertible note outstanding, and one of the hedge funds that owned it converted. So, you know, they sold stock because they locked in like a 50% profit. You know, that's what these guys do. But yeah, CXAI, my target on CXAI, $5 is the target. I love all the haters, guys. You know the haters. You know what the haters are. The haters are rocket fuel for our stocks to go up 10x. Rocket fuel. I explain in the book. You guys are like a broken record. You know, it's the same comments I'm seeing from the haters. I've been seeing that for years. It's the same people who are haters, and then they buy these stocks as they're going up. And usually they buy them when they've already become 10 baggers, and then they end up holding the bag. That's what happens. Jesse, no, they didn't issue any stock. Well, technically, I guess it's an issuance if there's a convertible note. Market crash. No, we're talking about market crash a couple of days. I think you saw a recording. We're talking about why the market was dropping. I think that's what we were talking about. By the way, the market is actually ready to explode right now. You want to see something crazy? Here's one of the things that's very important. You want one of the things I explain in my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. There's 10 criteria we look for, including the news flow, catalysts, CEO quality, traction. One of the factors that is important, I talk about on page 101, it's something called theme and market cycle, because you want to be positioned when the market is going up, you're going to have tailwinds at your back. When you're in a good sector, you're going to have tailwinds at the back. Last week, the AI stocks were getting crushed. That's why CXAI got crushed. It's coming back, so things are looking good. By the way, let me show you what's going on with the NASDAQ. We're about to go to the moon with NASDAQ. Why is that? CXAI, WGR. By the way, WGRX works, but these stocks all went up 50% or 100% day one. Okay, NASDAQ. What's going on with NASDAQ? Inverse head and shoulders bottom, very bullish. You got a gap. I don't like these gaps, but it is what it is. Inverse head and shoulders bottom. You got a breakout. This is the 15-minute chart on NASDAQ. Why is this bullish? We got a breakout above the 200 moving average, and we have a golden cross coming up. What to watch? Ask your wife's boyfriend. Your wife's boyfriend what to watch knows the real name. These gabons. All right. Okay. Look what's going on here. We got a breakout on the 1 hour chart on NASDAQ. And look, this was it. You have to go with what's going on, right? You had sell signals here and drop. Now you're back in action. You know, people got whipsawed. But guess what? Look at the daily chart. The daily NASDAQ chart is really what you want to be looking at. This is very, very bullish. This is a key upside reversal. NASDAQ looking very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. There we go. Very, very bullish on NASDAQ. Very, very bullish. In a second. There we go. There we go. Look at this. Upside reversal on NASDAQ, so very bullish. What does that mean? What it means is I think we're in for a couple of good weeks with our stocks. We're going to have some tailwinds. Let's pull up CXAI. CXAI is primed to run. The stock is primed to run. It's just looking for that catalyst now. It's primed to explode. When CXAI starts running, it's going to move. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Okay, look at this. We've been kind of on this. We've been on the ropes for the last week. We've been on the ropes with CXAI, and as soon as it bounces out of these levels, this could double very fast. It could double. Bojangles, what will it take for Work Sport to get to $4? What's going to take? Let's take a look. They're doing everything right. I don't know why the market, like, it's kind of, I don't know. They kind of, I think the stock just, sometimes they just, they get exhausted. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this chart, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I think when they did that raise, the Reg A, that may have thrown, may have taken out the momentum. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of, it's building. It's trying to build a base right now. It's under the moving averages. Okay, look, I'm going to tell you the reality. Here's the facts. Here's the facts. Work sport is below the moving averages, and it's looking rough. I mean, hopefully, it builds a base, and then it starts running. There you go. So we got to build that base, and then we can run. When is it going to happen? Probably in January. Probably in January. Let's see here. Cxai is worth 13 cents a share per DT. What's DT? 13 cents. How do you get even 13 cents? Dude, they have $10 million in cash in the bank. The market cap is like 13 million. They have a 5 million, what do you call it? They got they got 5 million revenues, which should be worth 10x. Dilution tracker. What is that? What is dilution tracker? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, all these things, these whatever out there, is just random shit run by short sellers or whatever. By the way, work sport could be making the bottom today. It could be making the bottom today. It's got to go above 260. We're talking about work sport right now. How about Lunr? There's another space stock called Lunr. I'm not sure how legit this stock is, though, to be honest. Lunr, Lunr. The thing is breaking out. We're talking about Lunr. Okay. I don't know if it's legit or not because, they're doing something in Canada and I don't trust the Canadians. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Too many men on the ice. I just don't trust the Canadians. Yeah, they're doing something they're doing a royalty thing. I don't know. It's a little bit, that makes me a little bit nervous. I like pure American plays. There we go. Yeah, basically that's what it is. We're buying. What are we buying? Actually, okay, we're buying. I don't know. What are we buying? Warren Buffett. I don't know. What did he say? Look, I'm looking at it as a bargain hunter with Cxai. Okay, it's a bargain stock. Now we're talking about Lunr right now. Interactive machines. I don't know. This thing makes me. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It looks like it's. I mean, this chart. It's a daily chart showing you a breakout. I don't like these big moves. It's a little bit like. I mean, it's up bigly. It's up a little bit too much bigly for me in one day, and they did a buy. It's not like a real business like Rklb. Rklb is like a real business. The guy started the company. It's a real thing. These guys are doing M&A. These guys doing M&A. I get it. I'm all about M&A, but I like it when the founder is involved. By the way, CoreWeave also looking very good. CoreWeave. I just want to bring up CoreWeave because CoreWeave is driving AI, and we just want to know what's going to be moving against Cxai. By the way, people are saying, "Oh, rug pull. Oh, this guy's a scammer." Rug pull. Well, CoreWeave is what is it, an $80 billion company? Was this a rug pull if you bought it over here at $150? CoreWeave was $150 a couple months ago, and it was almost $55. You had a 75% drop over the last 6 months. Is that a rug pull? Tell me, is that a rug pull, or do you just have an issue with me? You're just a hater. This guy. This guy's just a hater. This guy, taxpayer guy, this guy's a hater. He's a broke hater. That's even worse. ASTS. I don't know that stock. Somebody mentioned ASTS. Space Mobile. Ooh, Space Mobile. Look at this. The Space Mobile also breaking out. Man, you know what? I'll tell you what. I wasn't aware of that. ASTS. So thank you for bringing that up. I wasn't aware of that space stock. It looks like it's going up. ASTS is the chart almost looks like, I mean, the space stocks basically, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, these things were basically like science projects. You know, these things were like science projects, and all of a sudden, these things were science projects, and now you got real companies. Can you imagine this? You know, when I was a kid, I mean, I was like 12 or whatever. You know, I was into like rockets, like rocketry. You know, you get those Estes. I think that company. I don't know if they're still around. You have to build the rocket. You have to sand the fins and all that. You got to put the thing. And the problem was, so I grew up in Brooklyn, and it launched the rocket. There's not a lot of open space, right? So the problem when you launch the rocket, it comes down with a parachute is, it lands where it lands. If there's a wind, and there's buildings, there's trees, there's buildings. You're supposed to launch on an open field, right? And they didn't have open fields where I was growing up. I just didn't. So I launched in a school, like in a schoolyard, basically in a school. I had like a couple block open area. I thought hopefully I was. Yeah, so I lost a couple of rockets. It's very painful because, you spend so many hours building that rocket, and it costs money also. Like when you're 10 years old, it's a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money. These things weren't cheap even then. It was like, I don't know, $10, $15. I mean, that was real money back then. And yes, I lost a couple of rockets, and it was very disappointing. Then I kind of I got out of it. But that was kind of a thing of mine. I was like, wow, I want to build a rocket company. I want to that was a crazy thing to even think about. Here today, we see multiple rocket companies. This type of thing did not exist. Back then. And here we are. You got these stocks going bananas. ASTS. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to do a little research on ASTS and Lunr. But look, at the end of the day, you want best of breed. What is the best of breed in the space stocks? Is it Rocket Lab or ASTS or Lunr? I'm thinking it's Rocket Lab. Man, these companies are not cheap. They're all multi-billion. They're $20 billion companies. Yeah, I'm thinking Rocket Lab has better financials. I mean, they're all losing money like crazy. I think Rocket Lab is the best one. And here's the reality. When you have a hot sector, you just want to have the leader in that sector. You don't need to be in a bunch of them. I'll give you an example. I like CCJ, the uranium stock, which I bought that stock in literally, I think it was 2018 or 2017. Like I own that stock for many years now. And I'm up like 800%, over 8 years, which is not a lot of money. It's only like a 30% compound. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. But I also bought a couple of others. I bought Uranium Energy, Denison, and Denison turned out to be a dog. Imagine if I bought Denison instead of CCJ. So, yeah. All right, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. What's going on with Cxai? The stock wants to go higher. We got almost 1 million shares today. We got 1 million shares. It's not even 2 o'clock. Almost 1 million shares trading today. We got a breakout on the charts, on the 5-minute charts. Guys, we got a breakout on Cxai. 15-minute charts. We have a breakout. Here we go. It's happening. Cxai, we got a breakout. Check this out. Okay. I knew something would happen. Okay. Now let's see if we can build on this. Okay, we got a breakout officially. Cxai, 15-minute charts. Okay, and the 5-minute charts. 5-minute charts show breakout. Now we need confirmation. Okay, I'd like to see a move above 40 cents. We got to have a move, and we're going to have a golden cross. We got a golden cross coming up. Now, remember I showed you? You remember I showed you that golden cross on Rklb? You saw how bullish that is for Rklb? Well, that's about to happen with Cxai. Golden cross coming up, coming right up. Hang on a second. Let me put this out. The question is, will we have a follow through? We need to get above 40 cents. Cxai is what we're talking about. Our number one stock, 38 cents, 39 cents, I should say, basically 39 cents. Hang on a second. I got to put out some tweets. We got to pay the bills. We got to put out some tweets. 5-minute charts. I'll just type. Let's see. Now, I know some of you guys are tired of hearing when I talk about breakout on the stock because, yeah, it is breaking out and it keeps doing these breakouts, pullbacks. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Believe me. Believe you me, it's more frustrating for me than it is for you. Here we go. All right, if you're watching, guys, if you're watching, make sure you click the upvote like button so we get more eyes on these live streams so the stocks can maybe go up. That'll be nice. All right, we're just putting out a little tweet, a little stock twits. If you're watching this, you could do the same thing. Just do me a favor. Go on StockTwits, go on Twitter, and type in CXAI, $CXAI breakout stocks. By the way, we had a guy earlier on, one of our haters, saying that, you know, I keep talking about 10 baggers, but we have not had one 10 bagger this year. I'm sorry. This year we haven't had one so far. You know, a couple of years ago we had like 8 back-to-back. The year after we had like 4 dogs in a row. This year, I think 2026 is going to be a massive year. We got a new banger that's going to be launching in January, and we got a couple more in the pipeline. And all these stocks are primed. So and historically, out of our stocks, 1 in 7 becomes a 10 bagger. The rest, double or triple or whatever. Is anybody complaining about doubling your money or tripling your money? Who's complaining about doubling your money? I know people will complain, believe you. Okay, Cxai. Cxai, here we go. Here we go. We need to break at above the 40-cent level, though, for confirmation. That's what we're watching for. All right, we're going to be wrapping up here. Rivn, wow, Rivn is going bananas. He blocked me, guys. This is so funny. This guy's so funny. The guy said, no. Listen, this. I mean, that's the guy who calls himself whatever he calls himself. I mean, what a loser this guy is. I mean, this guy complains that we haven't had any 10 baggers this year. We've had lottery tripled, ADN tripled, Seattle went up 700%, WGRX doubled, Hoth doubled, ADTX went up 85%, WorkSport went up 50%, CXAI went up 25%, and now it's down a little bit. You know, we're not perfect. I'm sorry, I'm not like you. I mean, you know, but I tell you what, your wife's boyfriend has made a lot of money with our stocks. All right. So I hope you're happy with the PlayStation that he's buying you for Christmas. Yeah, this guy was I think this guy was kicked out of West Point for being a snitch, and I think he was also doing some, like, you know, homosexual type stuff at West Point, and he was kicked out. Dishonorable discharge. All right, so Rivn, exploding. Look at this, unbelievable. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, the daily chart's looking strong. Are we going to get a pullback? Very likely. We're very likely to get a pullback. We are very likely to get a pullback in Rivn. But how high can Rivn go? This is exactly the type of setup we look for with our 10-bagger stocks. This type of wide base, previous high, all the way up. Break out of the charts. And by the way, this is the daily chart. You get the same thing on the weekly chart. Can you imagine that? Would you believe it? Would you believe it? What's the low for Rivn? Oof. Yeah. Look at this. It was $8, $10. Why didn't I buy Rivn at $8 or $10? Actually, I could have, yeah, there was a lot. I mean, it had, look at this, but also look at this. By the way, this is Rivn also. While it was building that base, you see all the sideways action? This is the Rivn base. A lot of sideways action, a lot of churning. You got these churning with the moving averages. You would have basically lost a ton of money if you did the buy and sell every time you had the moving average breakout. Now it looks like we have the real deal. This is the real deal. Why am I saying that? Because now it's breaking out on the weekly charts. That's a real confirmation. So plug power is a scam. Plug power is a scam. You know what else is a scam? There's a scam stock called Aduro. Aduro is a massive pump and dump. It's legitimately a rug pull, a fugazi stock. It is an absolute piece of garbage. It's a Canadian pump and dump from Scamcouver, straight out of Scamcouver. Straight out of Scamcouver is what Aduro is. It is a piece of shit. It is literally a fraud with multiple guys, promoters pumping Aduro, ADUR, piece of shit. Let me show you what the piece of shit that is Aduro. Pump and dump fraud, Aduro, ADUR. ADUR is a scam stock. This thing is a science project. It's worthless. This thing has a market cap of $400 million. They got no business, literally zero business. It's just a bullshit company. It's a failed science project. And we got a breakdown below the moving average. We got a, I see, okay. We got a breakdown below the moving average, and it's going to go to zero. It's going to go to zero. That's Aduro, ADUR. Guys, watch Aduro. The breakdown is coming. And yep, charts tell you the truth in advance. The charts tell you the truth in advance. What is going on? The Cxai. This stock wants to go higher. You can see, but it's just like, what is going on? It's all right. Wow. You know what's crazy? Rivn is about to make another move. Look at this. Look at this. Let me show you how crazy the Rivn is. Look at this. It's bouncing off the moving average on the 3-minute chart. The Rivn is about to close the Rivn is about to have a massive melt up into the close. It wants to break out of this range. You're going to see this thing close at maybe $24. And by the way, there's a little bit of resistance at $24 for Rivn. So what I'm going to do, I think, with Rivn is I might wait for it to go to 24. If it goes to 24, that means we have a new uptrend. But then if it pulls back, that's where I would buy it. I would buy the pullback on Rivn. If it touches 24, to me, that says, okay, we got a new uptrend happening, but I want to see it pull back, maybe back to 22 or so. So you know, and I'm going to add more. Some guy is saying he bought WorkSport at 270 and now it's 230. It is what it is. I mean, look, you know, on the way up, these stocks, they churn, they go lower. You know, what can I tell you? You know, I don't know where it's going to be on a minute by minute basis. You know, with WorkSport, I don't know why the stock hasn't moved higher yet. And by the way, right now, literally, Rivn is mooning literally as we speak. Look at this. I showed you that chart. And here we go. The bounce. The bounce is happening. The bounce is happening. Very, very strong. The bounce off that moving average on the 3-minute chart. This thing, I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if Rivn doesn't close at 23. Yeah, really would be. Again, these are high-risk stocks, not a buy-sell recommendation. You know, it is what it is. Bum, 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 bum. Hang on a second. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Hang on, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try something interesting. Let me see if I can do this. Flip camera. Flip camera. That's funny. All right, guys, give me a second. Gold boxing gloves. Somebody sent us gold boxing gloves. What do we do? What does that mean? Is that a gift? Is that money? What do we do? That gold boxing gloves. I don't even know how this stuff works. What does this mean? Viewer wishes. What is all this stuff? Okay, hang on a second. Yeah. You know, some of our stocks, you know, yeah, it's okay. Listen, to be honest, if a stock doubles, if one of our stocks doubles, I'm not thrilled about that because there's a lot of risk involved. So you need to get compensated for your risk. That's why I'm looking for a minimum 10 bagger. It's got to be a 10 bagger. 10 bagger. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. All right, look at this. Oh, more people came while I was away. Huh. What's going on? Okay. there we go. All right. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Let's pull up the charts. Rivn. Okay, Rivn is kind of building another base. Cxai. How are we doing with Cxai here? It's making another breakout attempt. Another breakout attempt. Check out the chart. Acapello. Which chart? Which chart is he talking about? Oh, plug power. Oh, okay. You know, just for you, I'm gonna pull up plug power. Just for you. Just for you, I'm gonna pull up plug. Why is it not coming up? Maybe they went bankrupt already. Plug power. Yeah. Plug power. Honestly, it looks like shit, to be honest with you. I mean, look at this. It's going lower. It couldn't. It broke below the moving average, and had a nice bounce. It's having a hard time. No momentum. Plug power has no momentum. You know, it's interesting. They actually reached out to me a number of years ago. They wanted to do something with us, and they didn't because they have some, I don't know. BBAI. BBAI, I think, is a scam, by the way. I think BBAI, I don't trust that stock. I think BBAI, Big Bear, I think is a fugazi. I don't trust that Big Bear. I really don't. I think Big Bear is a fugazi stock. It looks like it's kind of in an uptrend. It's like a weak uptrend in Big Bear. I'm not going to deny it. It's kind of like a sideways uptrend. I think it's a fugazi stock. I don't think it's legit. All right, what's going on with the WorkSport? I think WorkSport is trying to make a move. It's got to get above really 250. It's got to get above 250. WorkSport's got to get above 250. You know, that's what happens. Sometimes our stocks get like, all right. All right. You know what's going to happen? I bet as soon as I sign off, Cxai is going to start running. That's probably what's going to happen. That's what always happens. Okay, I'm going to be signing off. With Rocket Lab 6972. Rocket Lab about to take off. I'll tell you what, Cxai is more legit than BBAI. I'll tell you that much. I think BBAI is run by Chinese spies. What do you think of that? I think BBAI is a Chinese spy company. Maybe I shouldn't say that on TikTok. Okay. That's Rocket Lab. See, that's a proper chart. This Rocket Lab, this is a proper chart. A 3-minute chart. That's a proper chart. That's a proper chart. You got another golden cross, bullish golden cross on Rocket Lab. I mean, this is a big day. It's getting a little bit ahead of itself, to be honest. It's getting a little ahead of itself. Yes, BBAI is a fugazi stock. BBAI, probably a fraud. I mean, I don't want to say fraud. I'd say it's a fugazi. You know the difference between a fugazi is? Okay. So that's BBAI. Let's look at Rivn, and then we'll go to our favorite stock. Yeah, Rivn, 2250, wants to go higher. How about CCJ? Uranium. Uranium, baby. You need uranium. 15-minute chart's a little weak. What's a good penny stock to ape into? In my opinion, I'm not going to give you any. Look, we're promoting Cxai and work sports. Cxai is 40 cents. What can you know? Here we go. Look at this. Cameco. Look at this long-term uptrend. That is an uptrend. You see this? That's an uptrend. Daily chart uptrend. Where is Cameco going? I think Cameco is going to go to 180. It's not going to be, it's basically a double. I don't think Cameco is going to be a, whatever. Cxai is what we're talking about. Cxai, our number one penny stock to the moon. Our number one moon penny stock. Let's go here. 5-minute chart. Okay. Yeah, it's going sideways. Kevin McCallan, BBIC. What about the chairman? What about the insiders? BBAI, Chinese is a Chinese spy company for sure. All right, we better sign off before TikTok blocks us. Beijing is watching. All right. Let's go to what are we looking at here? We got TikTok off. CXL, we're going to break out. Yeah, look at this. 39.48. 39.48. Almost 40 cents. Of course, as soon as we end TikTok, that's when the stock starts moving. Upside, it looks like we got an upside reversal here. The chart is showing an upside reversal. That's what this pattern is. That is the upside reversal pattern. Crazy Monkey is asking about Lucid. By the way, just I don't know anything about these EV stocks. I hate EV stocks. I don't know if Lucid is a real company. Meaning, I don't know if I believe in their. I don't believe in their thesis. Like it's they're trying to do a luxury car. Look at this chart. It's been going downhill. I think Lucid is in a lot of trouble. I'm curious, what kind of numbers are they doing? $3 billion market cap. Yeah, I think Lucid is in trouble. Their numbers are just not. Not that exciting. They're not that exciting. I don't. The Lucid is not that exciting. I think the problem is, in the luxury sector or whatever it is, you're gonna have all the companies doing EVs and whatever. I think with Rivn, I think what makes Rivn interesting is they're more of a they're doing trucks, SUVs. They're doing the delivery vans. They're doing delivery vans for Amazon or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I wonder if Uncle Curly bought a Rivn. This guy, when you see it, he knows what I'm talking about. Uncle Curly in Chicago. We're trying to do some market research the other day. This guy, Uncle Curly, should have bought that Rivn. Then he would have had more success. Doing the things he's trying to do out there. Yeah, so the Rivn delivery van is 75 grand. That's my question. A Rivn delivery van is 75 grand. How much is a Mercedes Sprinter? Let me look this up. Actually, I should ask. Mercedes Sprinter cost. How much is a Mercedes Sprinter cost? Wow. A Mercedes Sprinter van is $50,000 to $75,000. Wow, that's crazy. A Mercedes Sprinter is let's just say it's about the same money. A Mercedes versus a Rivn. I think the Rivn is a better. I think the Rivn is yeah. Yeah, listen. Okay, so just I'm not a crazy monkey. I'm really not an EV guy. I really hate all EVs. The one I hate least is Rivn, because at least they're doing something unique. It's like a unique design language. It's an SUV. And Americans want SUVs. That's the reality. Americans are not buying sedans. They want SUVs. Tesla already makes a sedan. So what are you going to get? I mean, like, again, I don't know. It's like, I think there's just too much. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I think it's just going to have too much competition in that sector. I'm just from a fundamental basis. Whereas, here's I think the other thing. It's not about so much of a better product. It's kind of more of, I mean, Lucid might be a better product than the other guys, probably is. But how are they priced compared to the others? Are they? I don't know if they can they make money? They're losing money. So I don't know. I don't believe in Lucid. And Tesla is basically a robot company. Like, if you think Tesla is an EV company, it's not. It's really like a robot company. It's an AI. It's a whole different thing. It's basically with Tesla, you're buying Elon Musk, and this thing has been really going sideways for a couple of years. Tesla has been basically stuck almost. Yeah. Let's take a look at Tesla. I would love to own Tesla at some point. I may have missed my opportunity. I really, I missed my opportunity with Tesla. I think I missed my opportunity with Tesla. I'm looking at this chart here, and here's the crazy thing, though. Maybe not. I mean, maybe this thing breaks out of this channel and goes to, where it can go to $1,000. I don't know. Very likely. Very likely. But then again, there's so many other stocks that are more bang for the buck, Okay. What is going on with our friends at Cxai? Cxai, Golden Cross. We have a Golden Cross. We have a breakout happening. Oh, Safe and Green, yes. You know, Safe and Green, I think they wanted to do something with it. I think Safe and Green, I don't know. I think it went. I don't know. I have no comment on Safe and Green. Yeah, it's a penny stock basically. Yeah. Um, uh, Listen, everything makes sense at the right price. That's the reality. See, that's what people need to realize. Every stock is good at the right price. Like if it gets something really, really cheap or whatever, you know. So we're stuck here. We're stuck with Cxai. It's not moving. Okay, I'm going to log off. I just want to look one last time, one last look at Rivn. Okay, it's just hanging out. Okay, I think they need to catch their breath. These stocks. Basically, the big move is going to happen probably at the close. Watch for the close is when the action is going to happen. All right. We'll see you all on the next one. Here's to your 100x.